Is that the duplex?
Duplex is going home.
Duplex is going home?
Duplex is going home.
To some lucky person that might score a used duplex?
Yep. So you did good. You did good, boy. You did good.
Well, I never thought that the poor duplex would ever leave my hands, but when Zpacks announced that they were bringing back, or either bringing back or coming out with the Altaplex, I don't know if they're bringing this back. So apparently they used to have this tent, and I think Darwin was the one who was like, bring this thing back for the tall boys. So now, today, we are doing the first look of the new Zpacks Altaplex. When I saw that this tent was back, there was one reason why I really wanted to get my hands on it. Well, there's two reasons really. One, I'm 6'2", and this tent is made for tall people. And two, if you watch my duplex full review, you know, my biggest complaint about the duplex is it's simply, for me and for one person, it's too much tent. So this tent is about 9 inches skinnier, and about 4 ounces lighter, so I really wanted to check this out. What's the weight on this bad boy?
Ooh.
Oh, all right. The weight on the website says 15.1, so 15.2.
They lied.
I'll take it.
They lied.
15.2 ounces, which is 0.1 ounces off from what Zpacks says. They say it's 15.1, but I'm going to say that's within the range of scale error. So 15.2 ounces, 15.1 ounces versus the duplex is about just under 20. So 5 ounces of weight savings. That's pretty legit.
All right, so this is a good size comparison. God, look at that. Duplex, Altaplex. You can tell one's a one-person tent, more like 1.5, and this is a two-person tent. But look at the compactability difference. I mean, that's huge.
Very first impression is, you know, much like the duplex, this tent super easy to set up. I mean, Andy and I, we literally, you're watching us put this up for the very first time. We got this thing up in 2 or 3 minutes. Now, what I will say, a little bit of difference versus the duplex is this tent requires more stakes if you fully want to stake it out. So a lot more stakes than the duplex, and a little bit more tweaking because there are more stakes. But other than that, super easy to set up. Now, you know my thoughts on one-person tents. One-person tents are BS, okay? They're like coffins. This is what I'm calling a 1.5 person tent. It is, it's only 9 inches skinnier than the duplex. So if you've seen a lot of my duplex videos, you know that when you're in there, that tent is super wide for one person. You can get an extra wide air mattress in there and all your gear splayed out with no problem. Now this tent, it is 9 inches skinnier, but you can get an air pad in there and you have room for your gear. And you also have the vestibule out here. So not only can you get in here with the sleeping pad, but you have room for your gear, you have room to change, you have room for clothes, you have room for a little bit extra. So I classify this as really a 1.5 person tent, and I think that's great. You know, 1 person tents are not for me. They're like coffins. They're almost like bivvies. 2 person tents for me are just a little bit too much. So I'm really happy that Zpacks kind of split the difference and we got a 1.5 person tent. Now, the hallmark of this tent is the fact that it is for tall people. So you'll see we put Andy in there.
This is just, like, honestly, this is just a really nice one-person tent.
Right, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be for tall people.
Yeah, and this has plenty of room for you and your gear.
Lay down. Well, you got plenty of room on your head. You can scooch back. He's 6'2". You have plenty of room for headspace in here. Now, this, to give you a little bit of an idea, when you're pitching the duplex, you put the trekking pole at about 42, 43, maybe 44 inches. This is 52 inches. So about 10 plus more inches of headspace right here. So when you're in the tent and you're tall, you can sit up in it and you have plenty of room to do stuff and your head doesn't hit the top, which is really what separates this tent from a lot of other tents Zpacks might have. It's made for tall people. So here I am inside the Altaplex. You can tell, look at this, you know, my sleeping pad will come to about here and I've got a solid foot at least to put stuff out. And I really like that. It's really spacious for a 1 person tent. And then another thing I really like about Zpacks tents in general, and they included in this, is you can see behind me, they have tensioners on the inside of the tent to raise and lower the bathtub floor. So for instance, I've got it pitched now with, you know, probably about 4 or 5 inches of bathtub floor, you might not need that, and that'll give you more room on the inside. And then look at this, you know, I can sit up, I can do my stuff like this, and my head doesn't touch the top. It's made for tall people, and you know, as someone who's 6'2", this is incredible, and I really like the blue. I think the duplex was green. I like the blue of this, it's great. So you can see, I'm totally splayed out here. You know, you got a little bit of coming in right here. That's to be expected with a single trekking pole tent. But look at this. I mean, I can do whatever I need to do. I'm totally splayed out. I got room for stuff on the side. It really is a roomy tent, and I'm really glad to see manufacturers making bigger one-person tents. So this is like almost the perfect tent for me, I think. Like the duplex, you know, you've got the interior little pouch in here. You've got pullouts on both sides to bring it out, and you also have, you know, unlike the duplex, you have multiple pullouts on the side here to really pull this out, and you have more room right here, so you can fit some stuff right here too. So this might be the perfect tent for somebody my size. And then look, I can get up, I can do stuff. I've got plenty of headspace. Like I'm almost fully on my knees right now, and I've got plenty of headspace. So really a perfect tent for tall people or people who just want more headspace and more room to do activities inside. They kept the same vestibule design that the duplex uses, which I really like. It works out really well. So you can just unfold these and you tie them in there. You got one on this side. These just clip in there like that. Then you can tighten this like that. And then it's got a little closure here. So you can, let me look at that. It's totally like a bomb-proof shelter right now. So I really like the way that they do their vestibule, and you've got a lot of vestibule space right here. You know, plenty of room for pack, shoes, whatever you need. Obviously, unlike the duplex, you can only enter and exit this tent from one side. I mean, that's to be expected. I don't know if there's a single one-person tent on the market where you can enter and exit on both sides. One thing I really liked about the duplex was the ability to get stuff in and out of the tent from one side. It made setup a lot quicker because you don't have to care about what side the front is. Obviously, that's a sacrifice I'm making for this tent. It's not a deal breaker though. It's not a big deal at all. You just have to set this tent up the way you want your entrance and exit facing because there's only one side here. But it's a small price to pay for a tent that's taller on the inside, almost just as roomy. I mean, it's only 9 inches wider. So you really have plenty of room for one person. So it really is a small price to pay. So as you can see, here is the vestibule out front. And now you can really see that I needed a lot of stakes to really stake this out. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stakes to fully stake this out. Now, staking out everything on the back side of this probably isn't necessary, but for a first look video, I wanted to get it all splayed out and show you how you can really bunker it down. You can see the back side of the tent, it comes down, you know, to the ground, so you're not gonna get a ton of airflow coming up into the inside of the tent, which is kind of nice. Maybe not so nice depending on condensation, but you're not gonna get a lot of wind coming in the tent, which is nice. But overall, I mean, it's kind of a wonky looking tent, but it kind of looks cool, and I love how they do the guy lines. They're bright, and I love how they do the tie outs. I like how they give you, you know, spaces on the head and the foot to bring it out. So for a 15-ounce tent, I mean, it's really roomy. But you're looking at a great overview of the tent here. It looks great. It is a tall tent, so it looks kind of weird, but I love the extra space on the inside. That's it. That is a first look at the Zpacks Altaplex. I think this might be the perfect tent for me. We'll see. I think this might be the perfect tent for a lot of people, depending on your body size and what you want out of a tent. I'm really excited to use it. You know, we are in the middle of a coronavirus lockdown, but we are going to be going out on some overnights. I'm going to be testing this thing out. But that's it. Zpacks Altaplex. I almost said Zpacks Duplex. Zpacks Altaplex. First look, and pour one out for the duplex. Check it out. That's our first look, and we'll see everybody on on the next video.